All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome to January 4th. I hope you're doing great. This is a reading for the collective. Let's get a sense of the collective energies. In the extended, I always pull cards now. This is 2023. Pull cards for each individual zodiac sign. So if this is your reading, check out the extended because there will be a deeper dive into each zodiac sign, okay? And how it might impact you. All right, that's happening. And I'm also, thank you for the great idea about doing a meditation around the full moon in Cancer, which is happening on January 6th. Between the recording of this and January 6th, I will be doing a meditation. So keep your eye on the community page. Those of you in Pathfinders and our Wednesday live group, also keep an eye on the community page. This is a very important full moon. It is about, since Mars is still in retrograde until later this month, we have all planets direct on January 22nd. So we've got a couple weeks here where there's still some retrogrades going on. And just know that when things go direct, there's a feeling of like a rush of release. So this full moon in Cancer is about assessing the relationships, which ones you want to spend time on, which ones you don't. And then the 22nd, you can like actually, you don't have to wait till the 22nd, but if your energy feels it, like you can do it earlier. I'm just saying that it's kind of a nice thing that all planets are going direct later this month. On the 12th, we have Mars going direct. On the 18th, we have Mercury going direct. And on the 22nd, Uranus goes direct. So that's everything going forward, all direct on the 22nd. So all eyes on that. So we've got a couple weeks. So let's see what's coming up. Messages for the collective, please. In the extended, I will be pulling cards for each zodiac sign, 1 or 2 cards, just to go a little deeper into your own sun, moon, rising, or Venus. All right, that is my new 2023 resolution. And this week, I'll also be doing a North Node series. Again, you guys are just really good at making suggestions to me. Rainbow blessings. Staying focused, hold the course. Overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. I used to say this I just said this a couple weeks ago. I can do anything as long as I know when it's over, when it's going to be over, right? Like if you know that in an hour, you're going to be released from some really boring thing that you don't want to take part in, then you're like, okay, I can handle it for an hour, right? Like, I feel like that's what's going on here, that you have a lot of good stuff coming in. The collective is really being showered. So much good work, so much good information, so much good healing work. Stay focused on your course. Do what you need to do to protect your energy. Do what you need to do to stay on the path. I do feel like there are people who may try to throw some curveballs at you or may try to distract you. Some of you, I've read the comments, some of you are really dealing with narcissistic people with narcissistic tendencies, people who are entitled. I've seen it, right? And it's been in my life too in the past. I've definitely had those things to deal with. And what you're really looking to do is just protect your energy. Okay. And, you know, I really, as someone who has a North Node in Gemini, and what I meant by the North Node series is I'm going to do a 3-month forecast about everybody's North Node, what's going to be happening. We're going to get messages around it. It's going to be a tarot reading, but it is going to be about what's coming through for each of the North Nodes, your mission, purpose, and life, the karmic path you're here to walk. And, you know, when we are in this space of just keep your energy in a grounded space and a connected space. So every single morning, grounding, meditation, do those things. If you do it at night too, that's fantastic, or you do it in the afternoon, whatever works. But I feel like that moment in time between sleep and fully awake is a really important time. And I try to manage my energy very tightly in that time period because I do my thing, I take care of Charlie, and I come here and I'm still in that. Ideally, I'm still in that. If I'm not in that, then I have some work to do when I sit down here to meditate and to get myself back into a grounded place. Those of you who are dealing with problematic relationships, or, you know, I mean, full on narcissistic partners, or, you know, mental health in your life. There's a lot more mental health issues going on since COVID, no question about it. It just like opened up Pandora's box. No knowledge. I used to say this because I'm a North Node in Gemini. Knowledge is power. 100%. Awareness is only the first step, though. And in 2023, I want to work on doing the healing work, doing the protect my energy, enforce my boundaries, deal with the situation, do the healing work around my heart, do the healing work around attracting these relationships. That is what we're doing in our Accelerate Your Ascension program. And I got to tell you, like, it doesn't stop just because you know about it. You know, you do find yourself in the vicinity of situations again and again. You just recognize them more quickly. You learn not to minimize the behavior. You learn to, keep yourself in a grounded space. You learn to get yourself safe. You learn all these things. But the healed heart is the thing that can be the last thing, because we're, you know, a lot of times you're in a triage mode of like, this is going on and I've got to handle it right now. You're 100% right. Over the next couple of weeks, there might be some obstacles thrown in your path that are going to test your ability to put things that you learned about into action. Okay, so it's not enough to be like, oh yeah, I read a book, or oh yeah, I took a class, or I did. Those are all really good things to do because they give you tools, they give you ways to handle things, but then you gotta do it. Then you've got to actively do it, and that's when a lot of us find ourselves a little bit frozen. But I'm happy to say that it does feel to me like I see it sooner, and I'm more able to navigate, and I'm more able to learn what's important to me, what's important in that moment, and taking care. Okay, that's what needs to happen. Learn what you need and take good care. Knight of Wands underneath. There's a Two of Pentacles. There's a Two of Swords and the Magician. Okay, I also see the King of Wands, but I'm going to take that because this does feel like a progression here. The Knight of Swords, like in the past, you might have run away from things. You might have pushed back or done things unconsciously. But now this has been rolling around in your life for a while. You might have a problem staying focused. You might not feel strong enough yet or something like that. And it really is about graduating into this manifesting from a powerful place that's going on whether you know it or not. Oh, that goes this way. So whether you know it or not, I feel like protecting yourself is a bigger deal than you think. All right? It's a bigger deal than you think. A little bit like, oh, I can handle it. No, I can't. I can handle it. No, I can't. And so you're going to have to I do feel like there is something to the idea of finding coping strategies, but coping strategies are short-term. They're short-term benefit. What really needs to happen here is a healing and a longer-term, more solid boundaries that identify red flags and move beyond them. And it's also true that this kind of situation can really trigger childhood patterns of go along to get along. If I just am nice and good, if I'm just quiet enough, if I make myself small enough. If you have dealt with any of those kinds of things, I feel like that's a little bit what's going to be tested right now, overcoming these obstacles. So I haven't talked about narcissism in quite a long time, but it does certainly feel like that might be needing to be worked on here. Like you might be attracting somebody like that, or you might have some difficult challenges. So the first card out is the Six of Swords, the Temperance card, the Hanged Man. Wow. Five of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Page of Cups, Star, Empress, and the Queen of Pentacles. This is all lovely healing energy, okay? And I like this kind of a past, present, and future kind of thing. I do see that some of you are moving away from um, making yourself smaller, or moving away from a toxic person or toxic relationship, toxic individual. You really have determined it already. This is like, if you're watching this and this is like, oh yeah, this is me, you are already on the road to healing, the star. But healing does need to take place. So I feel like the universe is you're manifesting your next level of emotional stability, your next level of capability. You're no longer without tools. You're not, because you've been through this before, no longer without tools. So the universe bringing this in again is a way of you being able to say, okay, how do I nurture and care for myself? How do I move beyond this? So the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles here, very lovely, and the Star, lovely, healing, nurturing energy. And I feel like there's something here that basically says some things are going to show up over and over again. It's only up to me how to respond to it. That's what I can control, okay? If you're wanting to control other people, or you're wanting to try and control this so much that other people are eliminated from your life, like completely, like cordoning yourself off, or, you know, stumbling into things, not seeing the red flags, not really reading things correctly, and then having the experience again and again and again, you're going to learn to stay focused. You're going to learn to stay on this path of moving into a place of, okay, the only thing I can control is how I respond. And I'm releasing to that, okay? I'm releasing to that. So I want to say to you that this is ending. The moment you kind of recognize it, because there's so much else good coming in, rainbow blessings and staying focused. So I'm not saying that this is small. I'm not saying that dealing with people who are entitled or toxic or anything like that, I'm not saying it's small. I mean, especially if it's in your work, your boss, or something like that, that's not small to any of us when we have to deal with it like face front. But I am saying that there's joy in this for me, because I see that it's touching you in a kind of a light way. It's not devastating you. It's not sucking 5 years of your life. All right. So even if somebody is in your life, like you took a new job and, oh God, that I just recognized that new coworker is super entitled, you know, never pulls their own weight, always manipulating people into doing things for them, right? Like if you're in that situation, good job for recognizing it. Now it's like, okay, what do I do? So I do feel like the universe can be of assistance here. Can you manifest, like let's not pretend all of a sudden that the narcissism or the entitlement or of other people showing up says to me, oh, well, that means I'm powerless. It's not saying that at all. It's saying that these people are very, very good at recognizing those of us empaths, right? Like I taught a class, the empath and the narcissist. If you want it, it's a recorded class. You can find it on our classes page. I'll put a link below. And it really is about being able to see the red flags, not ignore them, do what you need for yourself. There are several people on YouTube who talk a lot about narcissism. I do like Lisa A. Romano. I do think she's a very good source. I feel a kindred spirit to her, because I've also gone through many of those relationships, and so does she. And I just feel that we are underestimating our own power. And those of you who think that narcissists are attracted to weak people, I want to say to you, I think that's nonsense. Because they're attracted to people who have lots of energy, who have lots going on. They don't want to be seen with people who are losers, or, you know, in their parlance, they don't want to be seen with people who aren't somehow making them look better. So just know that. And also, they need a supply of vampiristic energy. They suck off of other people's energy, financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically. every single way. So it's your job to put a force field around yourself every single day. Only those who are aligned with love and highest vibration are allowed in. Otherwise, stay out. If your intention is to come in here and harm me, if your intention is to come in here and be a vampire, you're gone. You're out. You're out. And sometimes we get in situations where we have to behave in a group setting or in a situation like a work environment or something like that until we can find a path to another place. We have to create a situation that's safe for ourselves. So I want you to create some allies. I want you to create boundaries for yourself. I want you to insulate yourself. I want you to manage your energy. I want you to do some healing work. I want you to do therapy. I want you to do all these things. And I want you to put yourself front and center. Okay? Front and center. One of the smartest things I think that a lot of people talk about is a gray rock method, which is you become a gray rock, meaning the most uninteresting person in the world. And I know that might tweak your ego a little bit because you have a lot going on. You have a lot of blessings coming in, but there's no point to win someone over. And that might be a childhood pattern that you're wanting everybody to like you or you're wanting people to win you over. But it's much more important that you protect your own energy right now. This feels beautiful to me. And this feels like, yeah, some of you might stumble across this again, but it's very quick that you're out of it. Within a month, I feel like you're out of it. Okay? If you understand your own power, your own energy, your own ability to see the red flags, your own everything, then I feel like you're out of it. And I think there is a little bit of a, hey, I'm sorry, I'm moving on kind of thing with this Ace of Cups and the Page of Cups. Some of you could have a person coming in not to rescue you, okay? You're rescuing yourself. You're saying, okay, I want to not be locked in this kind of battle. I am going to manifest a new friend. I'm going to manifest a new manager or a new situation, a new whole job, a new whatever it is. Focus on the manifesting of something that's healthy for you. Manifesting something that is supportive of your healing, supportive of your divine feminine energy. This is very divine feminine energy. And not to say divine masculines don't have this issue, because they do, because we all have masculine and feminine within us. It's just that, and I keep going back to this empath and the narcissist class, because there really is a symbiotic relationship between those two. So if you are someone who is a caring person, if you're someone who goes out of your way or has gone out of your way for other people, and there's people who see that, like a homing pigeon, they find that energy and they go toward it. Okay? So just know that you don't want to stop being an empathic person or an empath. You don't want to, that's who you are. But with great gifts comes great responsibility. We can't just assume that, and I think this is a learning for me. I did assume when I was growing up that everybody's like me and it's just not true. It's just not true. Not everybody is going to be in that same vein of caring and kindness all the time. And this is not to say that there aren't people out there who are under stress act like this and they're not really pathological in any way, shape, or form, because it does happen. But I only care about you right now. And what I care about is that you are taking good care of yourself. And knowledge is power, but it's not the only thing. There needs to be some work here and some protection of the divine feminine, because the divine feminine is allowing energy. And if you can make that bubble around you that says, I welcome love, I welcome people of high vibration, I welcome people who are curious and interested and kind and generous and all of these things. People have problems, people have struggles, all of that doesn't make them narcissistic or entitled or anything like that. It can, for some people, it can tip them over into that. But what I'm saying to you is, be your kind, empathic self. Protect yourself, because you have a responsibility to do that. You have responsibility to you. Okay? So I do see this beautiful energy here of, I'm just going to surrender to the fact that there's no changing this situation in terms of how another person behaves. It's not possible. It's not even relevant. What's relevant is you. So surrender into your own magic here and allow the healing to begin. Knowledge is power, but it's not the only thing. So show me about this Five of Pentacles. I feel like this person might have something going on with them. Six of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Swords, and the Four of Wands. Okay, so I feel like this person, on purpose, loses a job, or is somebody who is going to fall on hard times and they're going to ask you for help. It's like further entrenching themselves. But I do feel like there is a idea that comes to you from this. So for some of you, that could be bad news, right? That you have to do something more. You have to really, decide that the next level of this is like, okay, how do I, this person's like double-sided sticky tape. Like, how do I disconnect from this person in a humane way? And I feel like there is something to do with moving. Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and the Four of Wands. There could be some kind of move or some kind of decision to move. And it can be them who moves, because if there is a loss of job or something like that, like maybe they leave your company, and so there's the thread is gone, right? But the thread is not over. This is just a reminder that you really need to work on helping yourself be a protected empath, okay? A protected, healed, strong, divine empath is where we're going here, okay? And this is a little bit of a test that kind of says, oh, wow, okay, maybe knowledge isn't enough. Maybe I need to do some more healing work on myself. Do whatever it takes, all right? Do whatever it takes. So if this is your story, I'm going to continue on with this reading. I will pull cards for each zodiac sign. So this is really guidance for you. You'll see how it works. And so you might be like, oh, well, that's the other person. Totally fine too. Okay. So I'm going to continue on. There's a link below if you want to continue on with me. If you're part of Pathfinders, let's just keep going. All right. I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.